another thing, hold up. So you mean to tell me I can make a video saying we need to move past the debate on if reparations is appropriate? I can clearly lay out the reasons why the if conversation is over and done with. It's dead. I can clearly lay out why we need to move on to implementation. And in response to that video, in response to those statements, I can even clearly lay out who's probably the foremost authority on why it's a dead conversation and why we need to move into implementation and how the implementation should be handled. They got like 3 different strategies. We could do it this way or that way. Like black sheep, you could get with this or you could get with that. And in come the trolls. I want to talk about the if. I demand you tell me why it's even remotely an appropriate conversation. You're being mean. You're rude. I can say over and over again. I think I gave clear warnings at either somewhere at the beginning or somewhere in the middle of the video. Don't come over here talking like it's 1970. We done with your 1980s talking points. If the United Nations dispatched research capable individuals to look through documents like they do everywhere, and when the United Nations comes forth and presents, here are the findings, here are the conclusions, when they make those proclamations off of their research reports, and they're talking about Syria, everybody says, oh, well, time to move towards implementation. When they're talking about Russia, they say, oh, well, time to move towards an implementation strategy. If they do a report on China, if they do a report on any other country, the whole world says it's time to stop debating this. It's time to move on to part 2. Well, they did a report on reparations. They did a report on American justice. They did a report on the status of Black Americans, African Americans, Afro-Americans, the Negro, the descendants of chattelized slavery, the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, the descendants of enslaved Africans. They did a report on this. And they said, yes, America is guilty. The government of America is guilty. The society of America is guilty. But y'all don't want to move on. Y'all want to get up on my troll. Y'all want to get up on my page and troll with the utmost righteous indignation of trollism possible. Well, I think it's time to have a conversation. You need to clarify to me why the Civil War itself wasn't reparations. You need to read a book. I don't need to clarify to you stupid questions. Let me slow down. That came out wrong. I don't need to answer a stupid question. I'm sorry that somebody, pulled the wool over your eyes some odd years ago when they said, no question is a stupid question. That is not true. There are scrolls and texts worth of stupid questions. We also got a saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you ask a troll's question, you get a troll's answer. If you type up comments that are trollistic, trollism, you get responses that are trollistic, and trollism. Now, again, I said I wanted to start a book club. None of you trolls said, Well, that would be interesting. None of you trolls said, well, where's the link to the book? None of you trolls said, well, when are you going to start it? All they wanted to say is, well, you mean to tell me the Civil War itself wasn't reparations? I mean, the idiocy, the idiocracy of it all, the caucasity of it all. Yeah, I'm addressing the trolls who came in to my feed about my book club / reparations conversation. Now, again, I am going to, set aside some time, or when I've already put the link in the chat, family. I already have the link. I'll put it in this one too, but I put it in, if it was not yesterday, it was the day before. It's on the page. It's the pinned comment. So you can't miss it. And that's the thing. Like, it's not like you're new to YouTube. It's not like you don't understand the process and the culture of YouTube. If you're going to engage, everybody doesn't engage. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you're going to engage, you can't help but see the pinned comment. The pinned comment is about discussing Dr. Darity's book, his work on implementation. So the disingenuity of it all. I'm going to try to use a couple of analogies. Because, see, I've shared this with people before. I'm a retired teacher, a retired professor. So there were times when I'm teaching a class, and let's say I'm teaching a humanities course. Humanities 101, Humanities 220, whatever it was. And so I'm in the middle of the lesson. We're combing through the curriculum about humanities issues, and in bops a student, clearly not realizing what in the blasted he has just done. Clearly lost and confused, dazed and amazed. So in bops a student, and he sits down, and all of a sudden he hoists his hand up in the air. Why are we not discussing economics? Because, sir, you have entered a humanities course. Now, you can find yourself to the door if that is what you need. Or you're welcome to stay and discuss the information as it pertains to the matter at hand. Now, that's a little story of mine, just to dramatize the point I'm trying to make. If you step inside a humanities course thinking it was Econ 101 or Calculus 215, I can understand you'll be a little shocked at the information being provided to you. What I can't understand is why you think the professor is going to change the curriculum because you in the wrong place. That ain't going to happen at a college. That ain't going to happen at a university. That ain't going to happen even at a high school. And that ain't going to happen on my video pages. Now, I've had conversations in the past about why reparations is important, about why reparations is needed. Bounce yourself on over there. Respond to the points in those videos. And I will address appropriately worded, non-troll comments in those videos. But that's the reason I did this new implementation video. It's all been covered. So what I look like contending with old topics when they're irrelevant. Now, if an old topic is relevant, that's different. But again, you don't enroll in Humanities 226, go through it, complete it, get a grade, and then come back the next semester and enroll in Humanities 226. That makes no sense. Now, if you failed it, maybe you do the repeat. More power to you. So, again, I'm just talking about the trolls. I don't know if this technically counts as a spiritual download, but it is definitely something that was on my mind because I had so many. Okay, maybe not so many. I had enough. I had enough trolls. I had enough comments. I saw enough notifications bumping off. And every time I went to look at it, now shout out to the brothers and sisters that said, you're right, you make a good point. What is going on with the implementation? What's the update? That's an appropriate conversation. That's an appropriate question. That's an appropriate response. But I look like a bumbling fool if I spend my energy any more than I already have. So yeah, joke's on me. Y'all got me. You got me talking about it a little bit. I made a few respectable comments. Now I infuse my respectable comments with some trollism. But how could I not? On face value, the questions, the comments have no merit. So the fact that I responded with just a teeny tiny bit of trollism speaks to my sobriety, my maturity in trying to handle you trolls with soft love instead of talcum powder and barehandedness, as some of the pimps might say. So just let me reiterate. I am going to start up this book club. The link is already in their previous video. I'm going to put it in this video to Dr. Darity's book, or one of Dr. Darity's books. Feel free to purchase it. Like another fool said, I'd never buy your book. Trolls. See, this is how you know trolls don't listen. They don't read. You know, they'll see the title and get to worrying, get the keyboard warrior-ishness. I never said I wrote a book. I never said I'm selling a book. I said I'm going to cover Dr. Darity's book. Feel free to purchase it. It's on Amazon. It might even be in one of the free online libraries. So if you're a meager individual, if you're a frugal individual, because I am one too, shout out to all my frugal folk, you could possibly get a copy for free. You could run yourself on down to a library and pick it up. But so yes, I am going to deal with Dr. Darity's work on how to implement slavery. On how to implement reparations most effectively. So if you feel like that is a conversation you want to be a part of, welcome to class. If you feel like that's a conversation you want to detract from, I will show you the door in any way possible. If that means I got to delete your comment with no response, hide your account so that it can never make a response on anything I ever do, I might do that too. But I will show you the door, just like I did the people who walked into my class thinking I'm going to teach them mathematics. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, black people all across the world, especially if you're pro-black and you're Pan-African, and you look beyond the smoke and mirrors. This your brother Shabazz on another walk and talk. I'm going to sign off. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Please subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit the all under the subscription, not the personalized. Personalized just gives YouTube another reason not to share my channel to anybody. So like, share, and subscribe is the name of the game. That's what I always say. Hit all the buttons. It don't cost you nothing, and it sure helps the algorithm do the electric boogaloo. This your brother Shabazz. You've been listening to The Proper Perspective. Morning Musings. Peace.